It's a stormy day, and we're going to start talking about stalkers and the legality of what they're doing and how they get away with it. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Listen, I don't know if y'all understand how important it is to pay attention when somebody tells you that they're being abused and stalked. My current situation is I have a stalker right here in the area. I have reported it many times. Now, I'm going to share with you my friend who is also a counselor. She's going to read to you from her point of view, as well as she's going to tell you what the legality is, and I'm going to interrupt her video and give you some of the examples that I've been through, what I'm going through, and who is doing it. Okay, so here we go. Remember, there's like 1.5 million people out here being stalked, and I'm going to give you facts on that as you hear my friend talk.
I'm going to say it one more time. 1.4 million people deal with stalking. What is stalking? Stalking is the repeated, unwanted, disturbing, uncomfortable, unforgiving act of pursuing someone. Okay? It could be.
Now I'm going to stop her right there, and I'm going to give you the examples that I've been going through. Since I came down here to accept an offer to do some labor work for a so-called electrician that owned his own business, he claimed, okay, I have dealt with him telling me that he was going to pay my expenses and give me money. He didn't do any of the sort until I decided that it was time to go. When that happened, here's the series of events that have taken place. We made the deal on a Friday about the money, shook hands in front of a camera. Saturday, he skipped the pay, only gave me $10, no motel money, just for the gas. Sunday, he gave me the money, and then he took it back and said, I'll go pay it, I'm going over anyways, and he brought back my key. So he didn't technically give me the money, okay? He took it back from me, and he only gave me $5 in gas. Monday, he left the motel. He was staying in his own room. He didn't pay me anything. Tuesday, there was no pay, no gas. I slept in my vehicle. Wednesday, I ended up in Wareham because I was trying to get out of here because it was cold, I was hungry, and no place to go. And there's no help out here for people like me that don't commit crimes, don't drink, and don't drug. So with that being said, the money for the motel and gas, what he owed me, he told me he would pay me, but he didn't. He ended up only giving me a portion of it, so I took that portion of it, and I went and I paid my motel. Then he went crazy that night. He left his truck, and he went to his truck, and he got this knife, and he brought it into my room, and he insisted that he was sleeping in my room. He was talking to himself. He parks outside my room at nighttime. He won't leave. He shines his lights in the window. Then, knowing that I have contacted police about this, and I have contacted safe places about this, I've contacted management about this, nobody did anything, okay? So now it leads up to, he's telling me that he's a police officer, and that he's going to make sure that I go away. He's been text messaging me, and I shared those text messages. Anyways, here's some more information on that. I wanted to just tell you what I'm going through at this current time.
Anyone. It could be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be a therapist or a lawyer or an attorney. It could be...
Stop that right there. I have filed for protection from harassment against attorney generals, prosecutors, police, and federal corrections officers that have violated myself and my daughter. I have paperwork that proves that a teacher dumbed my daughter down from an honor roll student to an IEP plan. And I also have paperwork that proves that her husband, who was supervisor of Border Patrol, he did what? He assaulted my daughter twice. It's in paperwork from DCF, and they still continue to keep my children from me frivolously.
Somebody online, like a so-called celebrity, right? It could be a public figure of any kind. It could also be a teacher-student relationship.
There you go.
It could be
Right in elementary.
kind, okay?
Island Pond, Vermont.
Stalking is unprovoked most of the time. But I'm going to talk about the 5 different types, because sometimes it is provoked. So we'll talk about that. But it is definitely unwanted. You don't want it, right? You are not interested in whatever the other individual has to offer. All right? That's what stalking is. You're saying no, whether that's passively or assertively, right? And what I mean by passively is you're not responding, you're not giving them any responses to text messages or emails, or you're not answering your front door if they come knocking. You're not communicating, right? They're in a communication mode all by themselves, right? The relationship is one-sided because you're saying, no, 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 I don't want communication, and that person keeps pursuing you, all right? That is stalking. So let's just go ahead and talk about the 5 different kinds. I have my notes right here so that I can kind of stay on track, all right?
With that being said, I told you, and I have audio recorded and shared on YouTube about what I am going through with this particular individual named Matt, who is continuously drinking. He steals from stores. He follows me around. He harasses me by phone and text. He threatens me. He even tried to take my service animal from me the other day. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that he's done. He downs my family, being the granddaughter to the founder of Yarmouthport, Massachusetts. He downs my family. He knows who my family roots are, being HOWES, my grandpa being one of the 3 founders of Yarmouthport. So therefore, he hates on me and calls me names, degrades my family, all kinds of stuff. So here you go. Here's some more information from the lady.
Consequences of being stalked, right? Let's pull this apart. So if you're being stalked by somebody that you don't want stalking you, you're most likely going to experience increased anxiety. You're going to experience depression. You're going to experience possibly suicidal thoughts, especially if this person won't leave you alone and go away. You're most likely to struggle with fear or even post-traumatic stress disorder because of the things that this perpetrator has done to you, right? Maybe they have hijacked your social media accounts. Maybe they have stolen your car. Maybe they have spied on you. Maybe they have come to your house and looked through your window when you didn't know, but late.
Hold up, I'm going to tell you about that right there. So within this past week, I've dealt with him going to the hospital and making sure I don't tell the doctors what I've got to say. I did try to tell the hospital what was going on, and they didn't listen to me. This is all this week. And so knowing that I told you, and I've got copies of emails and call logs and history of me reaching out to all different organizations, police departments, and more, I've not been secured. I have not been safe. I have to peek out my windows like a geeker on crack or cocaine or heroin or whatever they do, okay? I don't do drugs. I came down here to make a difference on my grandfather's founded land and uphold my name, my surname, as a reputable, good citizen with all and full intent to help the community in their struggles. And this is how I have been treated. I'm not appreciating it, and I want it brought to the attention, and I will bring it to the attention of all Barnstable County, Cape Cod, Yarmouth, Massachusetts, and all of my relatives to be SEARS, CROWELL, PRENCE, and the lovely HOWES. So I'm asking again that you all pay attention to what's happening to me. I'm the granddaughter of Thomas and Mary. I am also the step-granddaughter to Governor Thomas Prince, Mary's granddaughter. Therefore, I have no reason to be out here being abused and accused and being mistreated any more than anybody else. And I want to know why it's happening. So here, we're going to let you listen to some more of what my friend has to say.
You found out, right? Whatever this person may be doing around you, and you don't even notice it, can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, right? Because you're finding out that, wait a minute, this person is really trying to dictate, control my life, and I don't want to have any communication with them, all right? So the first kind of stalker that there is, and this is not the most prominent type, but you know, it's a situation that we see a lot of, especially in domestic violence cases, is the intimacy seeker. The intimacy seeker is a stalker who, and I have it here. I love the way that this is worded. It's these people are seeking a close emotional and psychological relationship with the target. They are seeking a close psychological and emotional connection with the target. That's the intimacy seeker.
Exactly.
What you don't realize psychologically is I don't want to be anywhere attached to you if you're going to stalk me.
Listen to my previous
Intimacy that you want, because I don't want that kind of intimacy, right? I don't want you stalking me, all right? The next one is the incompetent stalker, and that's the individual who has very little social skills. They have very little experience with developing healthy relationships. They can't see themselves. There's no personal insight whatsoever, right? Nothing of the kind. The next one is the resentful stalker, and this is the individual who feels rejected, right? You have told them I'm sorry guys, ignore that. You have told them assertively, I do not want that. Do not come near me. And they continue to aggress you. They continue to come into your space and direction. So the rejected stalker really is vengeful, right? They're on a journey to seek revenge. They want to harm you in some fashion. They want to dominate you and control you and manipulate you in some fashion. The next one is the predatory stalker, and this individual is a criminal. Right? They are predators. They spy on you. They, spy on you online. They spy on you in person. Their whole idea is not intimacy. It's not that they lack social skills and want to be close. It's not that they are vengeful and angry because you rejected them. They are predators because this kind of act that they're doing of stalking you satisfies them in some way. It satisfies an internal need that they have. These kind of stalkers seek to rape, harm, or maybe even strangle and kill their victims because they are desiring the ability to conquer somebody. That's why we're calling this kind of a person a predator. So as you can see, guys, stalking is a very serious situation. I'm going to come back on Wednesday. I'm going to give you that bump.
And with that being said, there's your proof of what a psychiatrist, a girl that I talked to, wanted to share information with everybody, and I gladly took her up on the offer to be able to share her information with you because it is what I'm going through. Now, I've shared in video to all of you that this guy, he drinks and drives. He's continuously lying and stealing from stores. He breaks into the Night's Inn and God only knows what other motels. He came dashing through my door last night. I reached out. I knocked on other resident guest doors, okay, asking for help. Nobody would come to the door, all right? The manager didn't open her door. Nobody answered their door for me. The police didn't even answer. So is he real when he told me in text message that he's a police officer? Is he an informant? What's going on? Because he has sent me information on myself. He sent me text messages with my personal information, and I have never exposed any of my personal information to Matthew Biache that drives a 2017 white F-150 that has a scuffed up passenger side. He blames it on somebody else. I'm telling you, the other night he came into my room. He was not supposed to be staying here, but I said, okay, I'll try it. But I don't like being around alcohol. I won't tolerate it. And the first second I let him through the door, he told me, well, I paid you. It's my room. No, it's not. and I can't get rid of him. He took my key. This is my room. And I don't understand why I have to go through this, but I don't want anybody else to have to go through what I go through. He is seen on camera taking his stuff, his blankets, and his personal hygiene belongings out of the room yesterday morning when he got in his truck, and he had already been drinking vodka mixed with Monster, okay, that Monster energy drink. So he was already drinking at around 8 o'clock in the morning when he was driving through the Cape. God only knows where he went. It's not my business. But I didn't expect him to come back here. I thought that after I contacted the authorities and the correct places, that perhaps somebody would be looking out. But they don't do that. That may be why there's so many missing people and unsolved mysteries here on Cape Cod. But I am seeking to consult with my family. I want to speak with the HOWES, the CROWELL, the SEARS, PRENCE, and PRENCE. I want to know why I am being treated like this. I am a granddaughter to this family. I am a niece. I am a cousin. I want to know why, and I want to know how many of us others. I know that my cousin was taken into captivity and released. Okay? I know that I've been harassed. I know that my children were kidnapped from me right off from my grandpa's founded land of Barnstable County back in 2007. And then what? In return, they brought back my cousin Thomas House and released him from captivity that spent 5 years in the jungle. For what, people? Do you not understand? There's something going on here. And it's time that we all band together and help each other. Stop shying away from each other. That's what they want us to do. We need to stay together and help each other. And again, I'm reaching out to my family. So please answer to me, as I will be putting this publicly, requesting that somebody contact me in regards to what's going on. And from Thomas and Mary, I am the granddaughter from Joseph and Miss Elizabeth Mayo. Thank you.